Hello and welcome to part 1 of my game design and development discussion for Tales of Jornica, The Lonely Dwarves. Here I'll be talking about how I designed the game, decisions that were made, how the game was developed, anything that you may or may not be interested in. So, right here we are starting a new game, and the party is talking to Blingtor. Now you notice after this conversation, Blingtor is walking away. He's actually he's going to go into that room on the bottom of the screen there. You might see him wander over there. If Grognar goes and wanders and looks at him. So this is using my A-Star Pathfinder. It's basically the only use in the entire game for the A-Star Pathfinder. But I did outline how it was written on my blog at spazkosoft.com, so if you're super interested in something that appeared in the game only once, please check that out. So as we leave the house here, we get a conversation pops up when you get one step away. So, telling you that you should go one house to the south to visit Vardapur, because the intro quest, some trolls in the basement, is there. I added that because through user testing, a lot of people missed that intro quest, and the game is a lot more difficult if you don't do it. So, like I was also giving some warnings about where you should not wander early in the game, or you will die. Some design decisions I made because this is a mobile game. Saving happens almost anywhere. If you hit the home button, the game will save, so you'll always return to where you left off. Also, the punishment for dying, if you do wander off in the wrong direction, is not very severe. You will lose all your money, but you'll end up back here in Dwarf Haven with all your health, and you can continue doing what you were doing. So right now we're going through just some of the menu screen. So this is a lot of the game lore and other text that you could read if you are interested in it. There's quite a bit of writing, actually, more than I thought I was going to put in initially. Description of Dwarf Haven. I'm really not certain how much people have enjoyed or hated any of that stuff. You might also notice something I'm really proud of is the pixel font engine. This game went through a lot of iterations and changes in scope. One of the phases was using just the regular iOS font rendering, and I could never get it to come out like I liked it. It always looked like crap. So I decided to build something very similar to what all those old systems had, just pixel fonts, but a little bit more sophisticated because you get some gradient colors and you could adjust the spacing to be a little bit more readable. So this conversation here is going to give some hints on how to dispatch the trolls, and if you don't take these hints, the trolls will wreck you. Unlocking one of Corbland's abilities, the Fire Bolt, or Flame Bolt, or whatever it's called. Now we're also looking at the iPad version. In one of the newest patches, we did full iPad support and also did support for iPhone X. Getting iPad support was quite a bit of work because it wasn't anticipated initially. This game was started before the iPad came out. more looking at some of the menus. Going way back, the initial plan for this game, much smaller than it ended up being, was to have like the view you see here wouldn't be too different, but all the UI and all the menus would have been done through UIKit rather than custom OpenGL code, and that it would have been a lot quicker. But I really like the way this came out, so it was worth putting in an extra, say, I don't know, 8 years to get that done. So this is the first fight we're seeing. In terms of design, I wanted the fights to be more like both teams slugging it out against each other. I didn't want it to be... I didn't want you to find like an exploit and then start one-shotting things. Once you discovered more efficient ways to kill things, that will help you battle through an entire dungeon, where, you know, being more efficient will help you in the long run, because slugging it out will drain your resources. You'll take damage, you'll have to heal everybody. Looking at the view of the troll there, you saw a lot of question marks next to its defenses and abilities. The more of a particular type of monster you kill, the more of those values will be displayed. So one thing you can see is it's seriously wounded, which means it's almost done. So what Vardapur was talking about with its regeneration being suppressed with fire, or we're about to see right here, I think. Before we finish it off, the fire effect expires and it's going to start regenerating. Or I could be lying, we'll see. Nope, there he goes. Healed 11 hit points. Healed 11 hit points again, so this is a problem. So we got hit with another firebolt. Now it is suppressed again and we could finish him off. I wrote my own particle engine. You can see the fireworks were part of that, but also any of the in-battle particles. You also might be noticing the music. It was all 100% composed by me. Just about the only thing that wasn't done by me, we hired an artist named Robin Hill who did an amazing job at redoing most of the terrible art that I made. I love the way the portraits and the monsters came out, and she also created a lot of original monster designs that I incorporated into the game. So awesome job, Robin, getting that done, helping us release. And the game is 100% written in Objective-C. I'm kind of curious if there are any other large game projects that are written in Objective-C. This is north of 100,000 lines. I'm actually wondering, and this is not necessarily a good thing, but I'm wondering if there are any bigger game projects that are written in Objective-C. I'm going to guess no, just because it's insane to do what I did. I admit that. There's one more troll left here, and we finished off all the trolls that snuck into Vardapur's basement. And you can see the effects of this, of the slugging it out design. Like, we know that hitting him with Firebolt is going to be the most efficient way. He's weak to fire, so it does more damage, but unlike a game like Final Fantasy, where finding an exploit would quickly one-shot, because you do like 100 damage here, would be what you might expect, and just take this guy down. It will do a bunch more damage, but you're gonna end the fight more quickly, take less damage, and be able to move on. Corbland's pretty hurt right here. And remember that her Firebolt uses health, so if she needs to do it again, we should maybe think about healing her up, but I think we just finished off the troll, so we're good. This is the first time we leveled up. You get a little bit of an overview of what occurred. Pretty basic. You have more hit points, you have more... Your attributes went up, and also tell you if you learned a new magic spell or ability. Like Tormol just learned Rebuild Body, which is effectively a heal spell, which is very nice to have, and Zarkov learned Gas Cloud, which we'll talk about a bit more in a little bit. But we're just about done with this first video, and thanks for watching. And what am I supposed to say here? Click subscribe? Is that how YouTubing works? Yeah, definitely click that. I'd appreciate it.